By far the worst red flags are ones that are easily missed. In this video, we'll go over why that is, with listing 4 subtle yet destructive red flags, my experience with them, and how you can spot the early warning signs. Now let's get to that very angry message from the thumbnail. So people hold back any other negative qualities at the beginning of any relationship. They want to show their best self, which makes sense. So if a girl were to have emotional swings early on, you might eventually receive messages like I did. At first, she recognized that she was going a bit overboard. That's cool. And then she chose violence. She called my family ugly, my best friend hotter than me, and some brutal things about his girlfriend. Then a week later said this.
Last time we spoke, I told you to go fuck yourself. Things have changed a bit since then, haven't they?
I stopped talking to her. Now this next overlooked red flag is crucial and it does not get talked about nearly enough. So one day when I was around 20 years old, I found out 3 of my closest friends were hanging out with this one group of girls. Before I knew it, each had started dating one of them. I didn't know what was going on exactly, but I soon found out that I dodged a huge bullet. So each girl was either a sister or a cousin to one another, and they were also religious. Now, different beliefs can obviously still work, but not this way. You see, this family was practically a cult. I mean, my buddies were fully conditioned into their belief system. They had to cut off their friends, attend Bible studies, and remember, we were just dumb young guys wanting to hook up. That's why different core beliefs or values might not seem like a big deal at first, but you should pay attention to how seriously they take them. If you're wondering what happened, they all broke up pretty quickly except one who got married and then tried to get a divorce, but then found out you can't get a divorce within the first year because there's like some cool down period or something like that.
Sucks to be you.
Now, there was this one girl that I went on a few dates with, and for the most part, everything seemed okay, but something was off. So there's this saying, you're an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And this girl's friends were pretty sketchy. This became obvious after the second date, when she asked to borrow money.
I mean, that's a pretty big red flag.
I actually did give her the $200 that she asked for because she offered her iPad as collateral, but what I didn't know was that after we swung by the ATM, that we had to go to her parents' house because it was their iPad and that she had to sneak it out of the house.
This was a waste of money!
It did actually work out in the end. I mean, I got my money back, but if she has a bad group of friends, she probably fits in well with them. Now this last one has to be the most overlooked red flag in existence. If you're a young guy, you probably only care how hot she is and maybe a bit about connection. You're not thinking about the long term. The honeymoon period will end and infatuation will subside.
God, that's depressing.
This is why poor mental health or internal drive can massively impact whether you two will go the distance. They don't need to be the most motivated person ever, but they shouldn't hold you back.
Never date a girl who pays her rent in singles.
But in the end, if you were to recognize these red flags, you might want to start ignoring her. Or actually not, that depends what you're after. Check out this video if the powerful tactic of ignoring women is actually what it's cracked up to be. Peace.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing.
Tune in next week for another
very shitty
YouTube video.